Creating cruise itineraries has never been easier. With hundreds of cruise lines to choose from, you can import, customize, and elevate every detail of your client's itinerary, from accommodations and deck plans to destination content, so every voyage feels one of a kind. To get started on creating your first cruise itinerary, you'll first want to log into your Travefy account, and this is where you'll end up landing. This is your trip list, and this is going to show you all of the different itineraries and proposals that you've created in your account so far. To get started, we're going to select that new trip option up at the top left, and you'll see your two different options you can begin with. If you're still in the quoting stage with your traveler, go ahead and select the proposal option. But if you're already starting to book things out for your travelers, this is where we'll select with itinerary. From here, you're going to come to the trip overview, and think of this as your suitcase for the trip, and you can pack all of the resources that you could ever need, including invoices, forms, multiple itineraries, and proposals, you name it. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put in our trip name, and you'll also see a label option. This is great for if you want to organize and group your itineraries and proposals together to find them more easily later on. You can add as many labels as you want, but for today, I'm going to add just the cruise label to mine. Let's go ahead now and select that edit button on this itinerary. As you can see, we are now within the trip builder, and this is where we're going to be building the content out. Where I like to get started is in the settings options and filling out these 4 areas as best you can, starting with your itinerary name, start date, prices if you want that to show at all. And you can choose, of course, per person or total, or again, you can leave it blank. And the last piece in here that I'll fill out is the description area, which is great if you want to include a short summary about the trip, thank you note, or all of the above. I'm just pasting my messaging in here, but if you want to go ahead and customize this even further, you'll find some different formatting options up at the top, including a table option, or if you want to include any external links to make it easy for your travelers to get to different resources. Let's go ahead and select Save Changes. And the next thing that we'll do is customize this cover photo. By selecting Change Cover Photo, you're going to see some of our different options for media up at the top, including using our royalty-free database just by putting in a general keyword and selecting Search. You can also upload your own photos from the device that you are working on. You can also go ahead and if there's any website that you want to try and get photos from, you can copy their URL and paste it in here before selecting Get Images. And lastly, you can always copy and paste your photos in. To save time, I'm going to use that database, and I'm just going to type in ocean before selecting search. From here, you can see all of our ocean photos that came over for us. And for today, I'm going to select this photo option right here. If you select edit, you can also go ahead and use the cropping tool to expand or zoom in on certain areas of that photo. I'm going to select Save Edits before selecting Save Changes. And now that cover photo is saved. On the left-hand side, you're going to notice your 2 different section types. That can be your information and document sections, which will always remain undated, and then your days. If you want to add additional days in, you can select New Day, or if you want to add in additional sections that, again, are undated, which work really great for confirmations, waivers, documents, city information, you can click the 3 dots and select New Info section. You can also move your information and documents to the beginning or to the end of your trips at any time. Next, let's talk about the type of content that you can add to these sections, and this is what we call an event in Travefy. All you need to do is select that new event button in blue, and you'll see a drop-down list of all the different categories of events that you can add into your days or information sections. These events are really easy for you to customize and visually clear for your travelers and are interactive. That way, you are able to deliver a really organized and engaging itinerary. Now, most of these event types are going to ask you to choose the supplier that you're working with, such as the tour event type, the booking event type, cruise, flight, etc. Since Travefy offers hundreds of integrations to make pulling in details really, really easy for you. You can also use the Smart Import method, which is Travefy's AI-powered event type to copy and paste information in or upload whole documents for really quick trip building. Let's go ahead. I'm going to select that new event. I'm going to select activity. And from here, let's walk through what an event layout is going to look like to get more familiar with it. You can always customize the different categories and subcategories. Put in your different titles that you would like. For us today, I'm going to type in Deluxe Beverage Package. Under that is going to be your notes area, which is where you can add in some description about this. And just as we saw in settings, you have some different formatting options up at the top, including the linking options, table options, bullet points, and more. If I scroll a little bit further down and select add time or price, you'll see some additional fields that you can fill out. One of them including that pricing area where you can also change the currency that you're working in. This is really helpful if you're going to want to use the invoice feature later down the line to auto-populate. Of course, we see a multimedia area where, again, you'll have your different options that we saw with the cover photo. But in addition, there is a video option for events, which are really handy to add some variety to your itinerary and make it even more interactive for your travelers. You can add up to 10 photos and videos, so don't feel like you're limited to just one. Lastly are your documents and place attachments. If you have any important documents you would like to include, select Attach Documents and pull the files in. This way your travelers have easy access to the documents that they're going to need on their trip. You can also use that search bar to search for specific places, and location information will populate for you. A lot of times it's going to bring in the map location and sometimes contact information. Now, another key feature to really make sure you take advantage of to save time is clicking the 3 dots on any event that you can see yourself reusing again in the future. Go ahead, select Save to Library, and this will save right to your own personal database. So again, you can reuse content over and over again without having to recreate it each time you have a traveler who wants a deluxe beverage package or any other information that you can see yourself using in the future. We'll put in a label before we select Save to Library and select Done Editing. On the right-hand side, if we now search Drink Package, select the label, we can see that event we just saved. And if you want to reuse it, you can drag and drop it into any day or section that you want it. Let's continue moving on. We're now going to add some flight information in. I'm going to select New Event, and from here we'll select the flight option. You have 3 different methods of adding flight information in, whether you're doing that GDS method, booking confirmation method where you are forwarding the booking confirmation emails to this address, or what I'm going to be using today is the quick add method. We'll put in our airline, which is United. And lastly, let's put in our flight number, which today is 1358. I'll select Get Info, and we can make sure that this is the correct flight. If you have additional legs to the flight that you're looking to add in, go ahead and put in the additional flight information. I'm going to add this to our itinerary. And as you can see, we have departure times as well as arrival times. We can also see the time zones, and we have the green check mark showing that we are receiving updates for this flight. If we track that there are any changes to the flight, such as departure delays, cancellations, the possibility of arriving early, we'll go ahead and update that automatically within the itinerary. Once the trip has reached 24 hours before departure, that's when we'll do real-time updates and real-time notifications, just to make sure that you and your travelers are notified about these changes. Let's go ahead and add some more content in. We'll select New Event once more, and this time, let's add in a lodging. Travefy is connected with several hotel databases, including Virtuoso Properties, Select Hotels, and a global hotel database to making building proposals and itineraries really quick and really polished. Today, I'm going to use the global hotel database, and all we have to do is type in the property name. If I zoom in, you can see the different results. As long as it has the Travefy airplane next to it, that shows that it's coming from the global hotel database. When I click into it, I see a quick little preview of everything. And you can, of course, put in your checkout dates, check-in, check-out times, but let's add this to the itinerary. If I scroll down, we can see where it was added, all of the facility information, additional photos, place attachments that travelers can click into. They can see that contact information, interactive map, additional amenities, and 74 more photos. If at any time you want to customize this further, just look for the pencil icon, and you can go ahead and make any changes or updates that you would like. Same thing is true for any events that you pull in through supplier integrations. You can always find your pencil icon and edit it further. Now, this is all about building a cruise itinerary, so I'm going to go ahead and select New Event up at the top. We're on now September 21st, and I'm going to select the cruise option. For cruises, this is what it's going to look like, and it's really helpful if, one, you maybe don't know the sailing that your travelers would want to go with or what's a right match for them. You can always use the filters at the top to find the best sailing for them, or you can always use that search bar to find a specific one. Let's go ahead and use the different filters. I'm going to have our date range be from September 21st through the 25th. Our departing port is going to be from Miami. And then we can also select our cruise line, and you can see that result number going further and further down. As you can see, we have 2 results, and this one happens to start on September 21st, which is what I want. It's also on Wonder of the Seas, as you can see, and it's for 4 nights. By selecting it, this is what it's going to show us. On the left-hand side are going to be all of the different sections of information you can choose to have come over, including accommodations, deck plans, dining options. If you click into the drop-down arrows for some of these items, you can see all of the different descriptions that can come over. If there's any sections you may not want brought over, such as kids and teens, you can always deselect whole sections, or you can always pick and choose individual items. But this way, you're still in full control of all the content that's coming over and still customizing it for your travelers at the same time. I'm going to select Import Selected Content, and this is what we have. We have departure times, a bit about each port stop, but all of this has already been created for us through the cruise integration, making it, again, quick and easy to provide your travelers really great resources and information. Now, we can also see some ship information has been added into an information and documents section, which again is a type of section that will never have any dates associated with it. And you can also, of course, drag and drop it to the beginning or the end if you would like. One last thing that we are going to add together is some city guide information. That way we are providing destination content for some of those free days that your travelers have. Plus, it's quick and easy, as we have seen with everything else so far. I'm going to select city guides on the right-hand side, and we'll type in the destination name. For my travelers, they're going to have a whole day in Miami. So by selecting Miami, I have 2 different city guides that I can pull in. One from Arrival Guides or the second from Trip Report. Both companies regularly maintain and update their content so you can know that it's always accurate and always high quality information that you're sharing out. I'm going to select Arrival Guides, and from here you can choose to pull over the entire guide if you would like. Or you can pick and choose from different sections, and if you scroll even further down, you can pull in individual items. For me today, because I know my travelers well, I know they're really into shopping, so I can drag and drop the shopping section over. And just like that, it's going to bring in all of the recommendations. As we saw before, you can still customize this further if you click that pencil icon. You can add in additional information of your own, or you can always remove suggestions that you may think that your travelers may not want to go with. Now, let's go ahead and preview all of what we have added so far. This again is showing us what the traveler will see when they access their itinerary. All of your information, of course, is branded up at the top. And on the left-hand side, you can see all of these different days and sections that have been added. If I want to expand a certain day open, we can, and they can easily go to which part of the itinerary that they'd like quickly. If we scroll down here, are all those different photos that are included, as well as those placed attachments where we could view 73 more photos and additional amenity information. If I go down to the Wonders of the Sea ship information, we can see everything that is offered. And just like with the hotel, they can click into these photos, scroll through them, and get a really good idea of what their experience is going to look like by booking with you. One last thing that I'll mention is if you do make any changes to your itinerary, that updates automatically on their end, so you don't have to continue to resend them itinerary after itinerary invite, making it, again, easy for you to customize the experience for your travelers and to allow you to move quickly. If you have any questions, though, please make sure to reach out to our team either through the chat or by emailing us. But thank you so much for watching.